February 1945. While the world counted down to victory, 6 black women were counting the hours until death. They wore the American uniform, they served their country. But when their plane crashed behind enemy lines, America looked away. This is the story history buried. The story of Black Women POWs, a chapter so hidden, even the military tried to forget it existed. In 1944, while America fought fascism abroad, it practiced segregation at home. Black women who enlisted faced a double war, one against the Axis powers and another against the racism of their own nation. They couldn't eat in the same mess halls, couldn't use the same bathrooms. But when America needed nurses on the front lines, suddenly their hands were good enough to save white soldiers' lives. Among them was the 6,888th Central Postal Directory Battalion, the only all-black female battalion deployed overseas during World War II. But there were others: nurses, support staff, women whose names were never celebrated, women who would soon become Black Female POWs in the most terrifying circumstances imaginable. January 1945. A military transport plane carrying black nurses and support personnel was shot down over Belgium during the Battle of the Bulge. The women survived the crash, but survival was only the beginning of their nightmare. As they crawled from the burning wreckage, they saw them. German Wehrmacht soldiers, rifles raised in that moment. These black women became something unprecedented. Black POWs in Nazi hands. Nazi Germany, a regime built on white supremacy and racial hierarchy, now held black women wearing American uniforms. The Geneva Convention said POWs must be treated humanely, but for black female POWs, that protection was a cruel joke. They were taken to Stalag 9B, a prisoner of war camp in Germany. But these black women POWs were separated from white prisoners. They were given less food, forced into harder labor. Nazi guards subjected them to psychological torture, using racist propaganda to break their spirits. They told them America didn't want them back, that their families had been told they were dead, that even if they survived, they'd return to a country that saw them as less than human. But here's what the Nazis didn't expect. These black POWs, these black female POWs, they had already survived America. They had already endured a lifetime of being told they weren't good enough, smart enough, or human enough. So when the Nazis tried to break them, they found something unbreakable. They sang. Late at night, when the guards weren't watching, these black women POWs sang spirituals their grandmothers taught them, songs born from slavery, songs of survival. They shared their rations, nursed each other's wounds. And one woman, a nurse named Lieutenant Mary, kept a secret diary on scraps of paper, documenting everything she knew. Someone had to tell this story. April 1945. When Allied forces finally liberated the camp, they found these black POWs barely alive, 70 pounds lighter, suffering from frostbite, malnutrition, and trauma, but alive. You'd think America would celebrate them, parade them through the streets as heroes. But when these black women POWs came home, they were told to stay quiet. Military officials classified their records. Newspapers ignored their stories. Why? Because their existence was inconvenient. Black female POWs shattered the narrative. They proved black women could serve, could sacrifice, could survive the unthinkable. And that truth threatened the entire system of segregation America was desperately trying to maintain. It took 70 years for their story to surface. Lieutenant Mary's diary was found in a dusty archive in 1998. Her words, hidden for decades, finally spoke. She wrote, "They tried to make us invisible, first our own country, then our enemies. But you cannot erase what is written in blood and survival. We were here, we endured, and we refuse to be forgotten." Today, there are memorials, documentaries, scholars working to uncover every name. But the truth is, we still don't know all their stories. How many black POWs suffered in silence? How many black women POWs died without recognition? How many black female POWs came home to a country that denied their service? These women didn't just survive World War II, they survived America's attempt to erase them, and their greatest act of resistance wasn't just enduring the camps. It was refusing to let their story die. They were prisoners of war. But history will not imprison their truth. If these Black women POWs inspired you, show it. Smash that like button, share this story, and subscribe for more hidden history that will blow your mind. Don't let their story end here. See you next time.